Our I-Team report today. As the weather heats up, our I-Team is responding to calls for help from a local community center dealing with ongoing air conditioning problems.
Consumer investigator Jason Knowles looking into the issue tonight. Jason?
Rob, Judy, people who run the Pullman Community Center say nearly $100,000 in repairs have been made to relatively new air conditioning units. As they fight for fixes, the athletes in the community center are fighting the heat. Players on the court are working up a sweat as relatively new air conditioners struggle to cool down the 135,000 square foot Pullman Community Center. The nonprofit opened in the fall of 2018 and installed 2 large Carrier air conditioning units. The community center's contractor, Al Raffin, says the center spent about $500,000 for the 2 units and installation, and now they're barely pumping out air.
But these started to fail pretty quickly.
Raffin says Carrier's 1-year warranty on the air conditioners has passed, but he says in the last 2 years, the center has spent nearly $100,000 in air compressor replacements and other repairs.
We're a non-for-profit, so it's hard for us to keep spending money that we don't have.
Anthony Beal Jr. is the manager of the community center and son of 9th Ward alderperson Anthony Beal.
When it's 90 degrees outside, it's about 100 degrees in here. People are dripping sweat.
The problem that we have is we can't get any response from Carrier.
The community center says after we got involved, Carrier conducted an inspection. Carrier says that's when its technical service manager discovered that piping installation by a third party caused the compressors to eventually fail. The I-Team reached out to the third party Zone Comfort Systems. On the phone, a representative said he did not believe the units were improperly installed and said that Carrier was responsible for the final check and the startup services. Carrier responded again saying that piping installation was not part of Carrier's startup services, but Carrier says it will lend guidance to the third-party contractor so they can fix the piping issue. Carrier says it will pay for 2 new compressors, which Carrier will install at no cost. Okay, that doesn't mean everything is solved. The community center is asking Carrier to examine parts again to make sure the piping installation is to blame. There's also the cost of fixing that piping. The community center says the third-party contractor is not covering the cost yet. Rob, Judy, there is a lot of finger pointing going on right now. Obviously, people at the community center just want that air conditioning to work. It's going to start getting hot.
Oh, for sure, especially if they're playing hoops. And you've got these 2 companies who work together already. Now you have all these problems. They got to be hesitant to, but they don't have any choice.
Right. Well, maybe someone will step up and help them.
All right. Well, Jason, you certainly got some results there for them. Thank you.
Let's take a live look outside.